They released me that evening with a citation and a court date for the property damage charges. The desk sergeant mentioned something about the principal not pressing assault charges at this time, which made it sound like she was doing me some kind of favor. I practically ran to my car in the station parking lot and drove straight to the hospital. I found Lila in a room on the third floor, all cleaned up, but her eyes looked empty, and she flinched when I moved too fast toward her bed. She whispered that I shouldn't touch her but please don't leave either. I pulled the chair close to her bed so she'd know I was there but gave her the space she needed. We sat there for a while without talking. Detective Paula Norris showed up with her notebook. She interviewed us separately, starting with me in the hallway while a nurse stayed with Lila. I gave her the exact times from Lila's texts and told her about the secretary refusing to leave her desk and the principal holding up 5 fingers for her lunch. The detective took notes without much expression, but I saw her jaw get tight when I mentioned that 5-finger signal. The hospital discharge planner came by with a stack of pamphlets about trauma responses and therapy resources and what we should expect in the coming days. She talked about safety planning and follow-up appointments and gave us numbers to call if we needed help. When we got home, I carried her bag inside while she walked slowly to the door. I went through every room, checking windows and testing locks. The back door got an extra chair wedged under the handle. I pulled all the curtains closed, even though it was still afternoon. My phone showed 4 missed calls from the school, but I deleted the contact completely. Leela stood in her doorway, looking at her bed for a long moment, then turned and went to the living room instead. I found her favorite blanket in the hall closet and brought it to her. She wrapped herself up on the couch and closed her eyes. Neither of us said anything about school tomorrow because we both knew she wasn't going. My phone buzzed with a news notification, and my stomach dropped. The school had released a statement about a violent incident involving a parent. They described property damage and disruption to the learning environment. Not one word about the assault. The comments were already flooding in, calling me unhinged and dangerous. People were sharing the story and adding their own opinions about parents who can't control themselves. Detective Norris called an hour later while Lila was dozing on the couch. She explained the interview process would be thorough but slow. She said Lila would have an advocate present for everything. Her voice was professional, but there was something understanding in her tone. 3 days later we drove to the police station for her formal statement. The advocate met us in the lobby and introduced herself to Lila. They went into an interview room together while I had to wait outside. I sat in that hard plastic chair for 2 hours, watching the clock. The next afternoon, someone knocked on our door, and I found a process server standing there. He handed me papers and asked me to sign for them. It was a no trespass order from the school, banning me from campus indefinitely. The document cited safety concerns and property damage. The irony of them caring about safety now made my hands shake. My phone was going crazy with notifications, so I finally looked. Someone had posted a video of me breaking the principal's window. It was edited to start right when I picked up the chair. You couldn't see the principal holding up 5 fingers or hear anything about Lila.